See, because I can see this is a long game, so I'm like, okay, screw it. Let me just build my my superpower. Because it's not always you get to do that in a game like this, and it's always fun to use super weapons against the computer. It's not fun to be the victim of a super weapon. That kind of sucks, big time. So here I'm trying to whittle down the number of infantry. Trying to see what I can attack, what I can't attack. But again, it's just not looking good because it's like, yeah, the Tesla troopers like could kick my ass and stuff. So I'm getting shot at now. I'm gonna take down the tank. I think I also go for the little flak guy. I even go for the Tesla, I think. But then again, it's just I don't want to have to rebuild Yuriko when she's epic, so I just decide to retreat. And Yuriko's done her job. I realize everyone is storming towards Yuriko, and she just goes on the water and make sure there's no naval expansion. Because if there is, then you have to take care of that, obviously. But yeah, so they move all the way to the right, and now they have to move all the way back to the middle of the map. While I keep building my units, buffing up my, I just built lots of infantry now to counter the flackies. And then I send some choppers down to make kind of distract Brutal Oleg, so he moves all his men to the left again, to the middle of the map. And that's really, really effective. Unfortunately, you have to sacrifice some units. And I could have microed this better, to be honest. But I was just like, whatever, sacrifice them. It's okay. Because now those units are in the middle. And in a moment or two, Yuriko can be allowed to play in his base. And if he gets to do that, then it's GG for Brutal Oleg. So I'm kind of sacrificing some units and stuff. And I see these tanks could be a threat if they run over all these infantry. So I pull out my rocket angels, and they just go crazy. Like, it's just insane. It's crazy. And then the bullfrogs and flax come, and then it's time for my Imperial warriors to be pulled out, because these flackies will murder my rocket angels. So you have to build these guys, and they all run away like little babies. And these bullfrogs get caught in the middle. I don't really want to use my my rocket angels on them because they'll get owned by the bullfrogs. So I just send like a couple tank busters on cleanup duty to kick ass. So you want to be kind of mindful what units you're using at what time, because each unit has their vulnerability, even the best units. Like Yuriko or Shogun Battleship or like a Rocket Angel, they all have their weaknesses. I'm getting Terror Drone attack because I didn't know he had a base here. He's built really close to me. I didn't realize this. And I figured something like that would happen, so I'm like, yeah, let me just pump out shitloads of units and stuff. So here the Terror Drone gets repaired. It's always a pleasure to see. And then it's time for Yuriko to move, because he's totally forgotten. I don't know about that, but he doesn't have his units ready. So we can yet again destroy the battle lab, because those apocalypse tanks can be quite pesky, because you have to micromanage all the tank busters around them, and then if you use VX choppers, then you have to take down the bullfrogs, and it can be a little hairy. So apocalypse tanks can be a little bit problematic, I feel, sometimes. So I decide to walk into his base and yeah, kind of wreak havoc here. Just juggle some tanks, and I move away because, check it out, he tried to get me, but I think this is where look at that. This is where call that plan backfiring. He tried to get me, and he got his own units, like a lot of them. So I was quite pleased about that. So here come the bullfrogs, but they're not really doing anything, to be honest, because because I have my 4 tank busters. So things are looking up. I'm like getting excited. I'm like, wow, this is a pretty cool game. Because it didn't hurt. I mean, I thought it was just going to be like the last time. But it really wasn't. I had to employ some more strategies. I could have probably beaten him faster, now that I think about it, because I didn't really use my VX choppers after, because like he doesn't really have that many bullfrogs, so I could actually take the VX choppers on a bombing run and just harass, harass, harass. But I didn't really think about that because I was kind of focused on Yuriko, and plus I wanted to play a kind of cool game, like go into the longer, a little bit longer into the game. Here I'm like, oh my god, she's got a pretty good line of sight. But check this out. That was unfortunate. I lose Yuriko again. And I'm like, oh my god, how could I do that? I'm still thinking that. But I see his bullfrogs, and that's the most important thing. So she sacrificed herself, but hey, I know he's got 10 bullfrogs. So I know what to do now. And that is not build more rocket angels and spam rocket angels. That is to build some tanks. Tank busters are good against bullfrogs, no doubt about it. But